Hi, how are ya? That's not a good thing. Hey, today we are gonna hang storm traps and set up a bee yard. I've got the hives in the back. See them back there? I've got the woman in the front. It's a good day. We're at Endeavor Homestead. This is the homestead of our daughter and son-in-law and 4 grandkids. And I actually have 3 of those grandkids in the back of the truck. Don't yell at me. They love riding in the back of the truck, and we're only going about 100 yards. But we're here. We've got a spot down at the bottom of the hill here by the tree line. And you'll see that will be a great bee yard. And so I'm going to head down that direction. And we're going to set up a bee yard with the kids. And they're going to be my bee helpers here eventually. That's going to be fun. And then we'll hang a couple swarm traps. Here we go. All right, here we are. Got the kids in the back. Everybody wave, say hi. All right. Now I'm going to head up here to the little barn that David is building, because there's a level here I need. But out here is the bottom of the hill towards that tree line is where I'm going to put the bee yard. In the meantime, I'm going to step in here, see if I can navigate this. This is what David is building. He's building a barn, and we'll give him some storage area and place for his goats. Let me swing around here. Didn't mean to make you busy and dizzy. But he's got his goats, and I think they have right now 25 laying hens and probably the same amount of meat chickens. I call them meat chickens. They're going to be fryers. And anyway, we're going to establish a bee yard out here, and eventually they will add to it. And since there's so much room, here, you hold this level. So much room out here, they'll be able to have a good bee yard. And here are my bee helpers.
Hi.
Right, you guys are gonna be my bee helpers?
Yeah.
And we have some, my goodness. We've
We've
got all kinds of things going on here.
Oh, those are helicopters.
We've got massive, those double rotor helicopters going over out there. And
An airplane.
yeah, it's not that guy that we hear though. There was a fighter jet that just went over someplace. Anyway, man, fun things. Oh, you're what?
I start down here and then get back up there.
You want me to open the tailgate for you? All right, so this is right by about 5 acres of wood on this side. On the other direction, this way, probably we're looking at it's probably 80 acres of wooded areas. In fact, they're doing a little bit of forestry in there, cutting. But if you go east of this whole area, there's just a huge amount of land that is in wood and pasture, and not in corn and soybean. Now the problem is, just to the west here is a off and on again soybean cornfield, and I know they use pesticides. Now that means we're going to be taking a little bit of a risk here that would be killing the bees, but we're going to try it because we want some pollinators on this farm. And there are some areas out here where they have planted clover, so we're going to see if that will help. I know there are plenty of black locusts over in this area. David likes to cut those things down for firewood, but I'm going to convince him to leave a few of them. In fact, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3.
It's not black locust, it's honey locust.
Same thing, darling. Honey locust, black locust, same thing. And so they're all out here. That's going to be great for bees, and that's what we're going to set up today. So I might have Aria be my camera person. I don't know, to hold the camera so you can.
I could.
You have to hold it on us. Do you think they can do it? I don't know. They're pretty smart kids. Okay, I've got my filmographer there. This guy has the level, and I'm going to grab a beehive. These are heavy. So if I grunt, it's just because it's heavy.
Watch out, guys. There's 2 bee holes.
Yeah, 2 bee holes. Okay, bring that level.
Bring the level, Asha.
Okay, move over.
Can that come off?
Move over.
Can that lid come off?
It will after I unscrew it. Okay. There's a drill right there inside the tailgate. Lyric, if you'll get that. There's a good spot.
I see a screw. That's not in the right place. Another screw.
Yeah, I'll show you what's inside.
This is how I know what a drill looks like. My dad has one.
Yes, he has one just like it. Okay, that's level. Hold that. So guys, let me take the lid off here, and you can see what's inside this. Can you hold that too? Thank you. These hives are up here, are you? Now get me. These hives, of course, are Layens. We built one a couple episodes ago out of scrap wood. These aren't so much out of scrap wood. This is good wood made out of 2x10s and insulated. So these are Layens hives with Layens deep frames. There you go. I've wired them and put a cross piece in and put a starter strip at the top so that everything I can do to help the bees along, there we go. This hive has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 frames. So this could be quite a sizable hive. We're now level. This is pretty much ready to go. We'll sink it down in here just a little bit, and we'll reattach this frame or this top so that it doesn't blow off. I don't think it will. It's pretty heavy, but I don't have bricks handy to lay on top of it. Maybe we'll see a piece of log that your dad cut and we can stick on top of it, but I don't know. We'll see. It's not a big deal.
There's a heap of logs.
Not quite heavy enough. Okay, that's good enough. There's one, and now we'll get another one. We'll get our first of 3. Hey, you know, you call me on the phone and say, "Hi, Papa, there's a problem with the green hive," then we know it's this one. Because I have a, what color would you call that?
White.
White or pale blue, and this is green.
Yellowish green, whitish blue.
Now you know why we need to have these level? This is interesting.
So that the bees'
Pointed at
honey
me.
doesn't pour out?
Well, because when those bees start making comb on those frames, they go straight down. And if it's not level, I mean, they're going to build it straight down. So if the hive's not level, then you have a huge mess between frames because it goes like that. So we want to make sure they're level.
I see it!
Where is he?
There he is.
Oh, that's the wrong, that's not him. That's a big jet over there. I didn't hear him. I heard him. We all heard him. A fighter jet. Hold the camera. I don't know why the fighter jets are here and those big helicopters. But it's interesting. Okay, the move kind of got everything messed up. So,
What is this?
see what I mean by having them
What's
level?
that?
If these aren't level, like perfect level, and say the whole thing's leaning, then the bees will make their comb like this, because they'll make it straight down. And we don't want that, because then to get them apart is almost impossible. Once the bees are in here and they're building comb, we can come out and,
Steal some of it.
honey.
well, we can open up the hive to make sure they're doing okay and make sure the queen is okay. But this fall, we'll be able to come out and see how much honey they've made.
This what?
Where's
Honey.
Where's all that empty space there?
This is called a follower board or divider board. So what this does, see that swing around here, that's a divider board. And what that does is limit the hive. So the hive will be here because I have this side plugged. So they'll only be able to enter in this one side, right here. See their entrance? This is where the bees will go. This is called a landing board.
So they're
You see that? Are you getting it? My filmographer. So they'll go in here. This side's plugged. I could open it up another time and have 2 hives right in here, 2 colonies. But for now, we'll just keep 8 frames. I've got 4 and 4. And
that's 8.
if we catch, okay, point it up here. So, see my face? So if we catch, and we will, we're gonna catch a swarm with our swarm trap. What we'll do, because there are 6 frames in each one of those swarm traps, we'll be able to take those frames, pull 5 out of here and add 5 that they've already used and already started, and then we'll have an 8 frame colony. And then later on in the summer, we can add some more as they grow. And then that would be honey. Yes? We want honey.
And we would eat every bit of it.
No, we won't. The bees have to eat that. That's their food. So we'll only take.
That. We'll eat.
We'll take what we
some
need.
of
We'll
it.
eat it if they grow in one of our walls. We eat it.
One of our walls.
If they go in the barn wall sometimes.
Oh, if they go in the
talking about
barn
that.
walls, we'll catch them and put them in a hive. All right.
I know, but we would also eat them house.
Eat their honey.
Eat them going house.
Oh, I see. Well, the thing with bees in these colonies, especially as they start, you have to leave them plenty of honey because that's what they'll eat over the winter. So we'll only take enough honey to enjoy a little bit, and then if all goes well, next spring we'll have lots more honey.
For their old home.
Did you drop one? That's okay.
When will we start stealing bees?
One will hold it. Stealing bees, what?
When will we start stealing?
Oh, you mean catching swarms? Well, we're gonna hang a couple frames.
I'll help.
Okay. So here we are. I've got my first swarm trap out in the woods. I've got a nice field behind me of hay grass and wild grasses and lots of honey locusts around this little. I'm gonna call it this little meadow right here. So hopefully some flowering things will start happening soon. And maybe we'll catch a swarm here, be able to just transfer it right across the creek over to the hives right there. There they are. And that's my plan. What's your plan? That's a good question. I think we should all take into consideration. What's your plan? What's my plan? What plan do you have to fulfill your dreams? What plan do you have to achieve your goals? What plan do you have for your spiritual life? And by the way, they all go together. I find it very interesting that the Lord talks about a plan. He says in Jeremiah, "For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future." God has a plan, and that plan starts for us when we believe in Him, when we trust Him, when we have faith in Him. When we have faith that He sent His Son to die for our sins, that Jesus died for each of us. And the relationship with God starts by believing in the Lord Jesus Christ. And that's what initiates the plan. And the more we walk in that plan, the more our mind is renewed by that plan. The Apostle Paul says it this way in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Don't be conformed any longer to the ways of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you can find what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God, and can I say it this way, the good, acceptable plan of God for your life. We have good plans, but the Lord's plans are much better. So I would encourage you, go for what God has for you. Seek Him first. See what happens. You won't regret it. I know you won't. Well, we've set up a bee yard and we've hung our first hive out in the woods by a meadow. And we're just going to trust the Lord and hope for a swarm of honeybees. Join me next time and we'll see what else is on tap. I believe we're going to be back in the garden and turning some dirt to get ready for the first planting of the spring. God bless you. Stay tuned.